there, little buddy. It's Pop Pop. You're about a year and a half now. And I know you don't like me a whole lot right now because I'm the strict one. I'm the one that puts his foot down. I want you to know this video is as much about you as it is about your mom and your aunt. I may have made some mistakes with your mama and your aunt. Not many. But one of the things that I wish now would have been different is I'd have been a little bit closer to both of them. I regret not having the time with them that I've had with you. I was gone a lot when they were your age. There were things that needed to be done. I uprooted them and moved them around a lot. I didn't want to be their friend. Because that's not what they needed. They needed a parent, not a friend. I want to be your friend, but I can't because you need the discipline too. I need to make sure that, like your mother and your aunt, you can take care of your own and your family when you grow up. But I need you to know that you came at the perfect time. Pop Pop was suffering through something. It was one of the multiple times that there's a possibility that I might not make it. But it never hit home as hard as it did that night. I was heavily medicated. And I heard the doctors talking, and I heard them say that if they had to do one more surgery, there's a good chance I wasn't going to make it through it. And at that point in time, I was okay with that. I laid down that night and I went, good, it's time. I'd been ready to go for a long, long time. I was tired of fighting. There was no fight left in me. And I was sick. I mean, I've been sick for years. And yeah, I mean, my high blood pressure, my diabetes, could have either taken me or caused other things to take me. Many times. And years ago when I met your GG, sorry, this is hard. I made a promise to her that I would come back from the dead for her once. Because that's how much she meant to me. And at the time, I'm sure I was just probably trying to suck up or apologize for something I did wrong. God only knows. Pop was not always a really good man. So, yeah, I made that promise to you, GG. And I've had to have my heart restarted twice. Both times I was like, after I heard about it, I was like, God damn it, why didn't they just let me go? I'm so tired of fighting. But for the most part, I didn't tell your mama, your sister, your mama, your aunt, or your GG that. I think I did your GG a few times. But, most of my friends always tried to be the Superman. Man, everybody could come to and lay the problems at my feet. My family always tried. Might not have succeeded, but they could always come and lay the problems at my feet. On the day of my parents' funerals, I didn't cry because I needed to stay strong for your mama, your sister, or your aunt. I don't know why I keep calling her your sister, except that I'm getting old. And to Gigi. This, by the way, is a horrible habit. Don't ever start it. It's one of the things that's been killing me the fastest my whole life. And it's a very hard habit to break. But anyway. So, the night the doctors told me these words, well, spoke these words in front of me, I was like, I'm ready to go. I got on my Facebook the next day. I made posts about, how I love everybody. There's a good possibility I ain't coming back this time, blah, 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 blah. And then I was good with that. I was ready to go, yada, yada, yada. And then a friend of mine happened to remind me that no matter how bad you think you got it, someone's always got it worse. And reminded me that I might want to see my daughters get married, one or both. I might want to see a grandkid from one or both. And he made me realize that day that he was right. I had been given up for all the wrong reasons and now living for all the right ones. Now, I don't know if anybody will ever find this and put it on YouTube or anything, or even if I might, I may, I don't know, just so it'll be there for years to come. So that way, maybe if this video gets lost, you'll still have a place to find it, because Pop does have a YouTube channel. And maybe it'll be a complete new series. Pop speaks to Panuni. I don't know. But I decided that day he was right. I wanted to see some things. So I started fighting again. And I prayed again for the first time in I don't know how long, years. I asked God, you let me see one grandchild be born or one of my daughters get married. That's all I want. That's all I ask. And I'll gladly go up or down, whichever you prefer, whichever you decide is right for me. Well, then I got healed and everything went good for a while. And then your mama come home one day and she's like, my stomach hurts. She'd been with a gentleman at the time. And I looked at her and I'm like, you're pregnant. It's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm like, no, you're pregnant. I was like, Deb, take her, go get a pregnancy test. Sure enough, your mama was pregnant. And at the time, I was a little scared, a little upset because she wasn't married. But something else switched in my brain. This little thing telling me that there's going to be a third generation of me. My blood, my family. And Gigi and mine's family together. Be a second generation of that. And even though I was upset, a happiness came over me that I hadn't had in years. So things started going a little bit better. And then I don't know how long after I found out I was getting a grandson, I was working on my house, our house, the house you live in right now. And I stepped on a screw. Didn't know it right away. Uh, your Gigi found it. And it had gotten bad. So we took me to the emergency room. They started cutting on it. They kept me in the hospital, and they were cleaning it and debriding it and sending antibiotics through me. And they were terrified it was going to be gangrenous and everything else. And here Pop was again looking at, I may not make it to see my grandson. Because by then we knew you were a boy. I was like, yeah, well, I didn't say, let me see a grandson be born. I just said, let me see a grandson. So I was like, all right, well, what has to be, has to be. And we fought for months and months, and I made it. I was in a wheelchair, but I made it. And I was in the hospital with your mama when she had you. I was in the waiting room because I went through your mom's birth and your aunt's birth, and I didn't want none of that with my daughter. I didn't want it with your mama or with your Gigi. So I waited out in the waiting room. But mama called me back when you was born. I got to see you. I refused to hold you though because I just knew I wasn't feeling right. Everybody kept teasing me that I was chicken and I was scared and everything, but I just knew I wasn't feeling right. So I wouldn't hold you. But your mama, Save the privilege for me to push a little button that told the whole hospital that you were born. So I got a little part to be a part of your birth. And boy, let me tell you, it was so hard not to hold you. I don't hold babies often because I'm a big man. I'm always afraid I'm going to hurt them. But boy, when you were born, it was like a piece of my heart stopped. There was no more. And I just saw you and I can't explain it. You know, they say the greatest gift a person can ever get is children. They're wrong. They're very wrong. A parent's greatest gift is a grandchild. And I'm assuming, probably unrightfully so, but I'm assuming if I make it long enough to have great grandkids, I love you, buddy, but I'll probably love them more than I love you. But so yeah, you were born, and you let your mama go to sleep, and I pulled your Gigi to the side, and I was like, baby, we need to go down to the ER. I'm pretty sure there's something pretty wrong. Well, I was right. My leg had gone gangrenous, and they had to take it. At first, they took it below the knee. And so I was smart because I was filled with infection. I was smart to not want to hold you because I could have made you very sick. And I still fear from that all the time because Pop gets infections and sicknesses all the time, and I'm so terrified I'm going to make you sick sometime. But, so I had to go under a knife. And I thought, they told me before we ever went in, they're like, because I knew every time I get sedated for surgery, there's a fairly good chance I'm not coming back. And I knew that. And they told me that. And I was like, well, you know, I got to see him. I didn't get to hold him, but I got to see him. And he is beautiful. So if you decide that my time here is done, I'm ready to go. You answered my prayer. Thank you. I went in. I woke up the next morning. I was so happy because I woke up. A year before that, I was upset because I woke up. It's amazing how much life can change in a year. So I finally got to hold you. And every time I'd get out of my bed, your mama or your Gigi would put you in my bed at the hospital and be like, oh, you're stealing Pop's bed, things like that. And I don't know if there's any pictures of it or not, but I'm pretty sure you can see the joy in my face. Well, brought you home to our house, and you stayed in the bedroom that you're in now with your mama for a while. And then I did this to the front porch to make it into my bedroom so that your mama could possibly move out of that bedroom because your great grandmother lived with us. And we had told her many, and I'm sorry, Mom, and I'm sorry, Deb, and everybody, that this might bring up a painful memory, but we told her many times not to try and walk and carry you at the same time. And she just kept doing it. One day I was sitting in my wheelchair in the front room, and she come walking in there, and she tripped. And it wasn't her fault. I mean, it was because we had told her not to be carrying you, but she had tripped over a heat vent that I just hadn't been able to get fixed yet. And I was in front of you guys, and I just saw it in like slow motion. And I jumped out of my wheelchair, and I landed on the end of my still healing leg. Things went a little bad again, and Pop lost the rest of his leg at this time. I mean, who knows if something later on might take more of it, but this time they had to do an above the knee surgery. And I was okay with that to an extent because I still thought I'd be able to get to walk with you someday. But by this point, I was in an electric wheelchair, and I would take you for rides, man, all over everywhere. I was so happy to show you off. I would take you to neighbors and everybody else. While I was driving you around on it, I'd sing to you. And you still remember this song right now. God knows if you will when you get older, because God knows if I'll still be around to sing it to you, and it'll probably embarrass you when you get older. And it's not much, but I'd hold you in my arm, and I'd just sit there and look at you. Pop's little buddy, Pop's little buddy, Pop's little buddy, and best friend till the end, Pop. When I'd say that last Pop, you'd tilt your head, and I'd give you kisses on top of your head. When weather got bad, I couldn't get my wheelchair out. And I wasn't able to give you rides no more. And that started the decline that we're at now. But I intend on making more of these. And I'm pretty much already caught up with where we're at now. So if I keep going, I won't have anything left to make. So stick a pin in it. Just know that I love you. A lot of people may say that their grandkids or whatever are their angels. But I truly believe it. You saved me when I needed it. And with things going on in the real world right now, Pop and Eve, we're looking at it again. And I'm just preparing just in case. But, like your Aunt Kai reminded me, and your mom, and your Gigi, I'm like a cockroach. They keep taking body parts, but they don't get me. So, hopefully nothing bad will happen this time, but I don't want to go with the regret of knowing that I had nothing that I gave you to really hold on to. This will probably end up being the longest video. I hope, maybe. I don't know. But I want to continue this and try and tell you a little bit about myself when I was little and maybe give me words to live by. I hope I have some kind of wisdom I can pass down to you. All right. You'll always be Pop Pop's little buddy, and you'll always be my Panuni Punch little buddy.